Hello, friends. So now I've finished the book Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman. I'll just try to give a gist of it very quickly. I've written down some points so that I don't miss out on anything. So, this book is recommended to maybe any couples who are about to get married, but it can also be used for, I think, in any relationships, but more or less it's for couples. So let me start. So the author starts with saying there's an experience of in love. So when we are dating, so it's like an in love. Your partners give you gifts, they spend quality time with you, and you feel like nothing can go wrong. And generally, this can last from after wedding. It can even last for 2 years. Once the in love phase finishes off, you come into the reality phase. So you come to know like there are hair in the sink, the garbage is not taken out, and at times the house may be in mess. So that is when the reality sinks in, and you may start hating each other, or you don't feel loved. So that's when the author comes up with the concept of love tank. So he says like everybody has some love tank which can be like completely empty like a fuel tank in a car, or it can be full. So when the love tank is full, obviously you feel more happy, and you'll start loving your partner. It comes more easily to you. So now how can the love tank be filled? So obviously it's when you feel loved. So there are five languages which authors suggest can help you express love to your partner. I'll just so yeah, the five languages. First is word of affirmations. Affirmations. So it can be you just keep complimenting your partner, like you are happy that he takes care of the house, like, or she is working hard to provide something for the home. So that's affirmation. Then second is quality time. So in this quality time, it's about doing some activity together. So it can even be like uh, speaking together or doing some activity together. And quality time is more about giving your undivided attention to the partner. Then the third one is physical touch. As you're aware, it's a physical touch. So it's not just about sex. It's also about just holding your hands while walking, or giving a hug, or giving a kiss. So that's about physical touch. Okay, let me just go through it. There are two more. So the fourth one is receiving gifts. So as the name goes, it's about receiving gifts. So there is like a misconception kind of thing. Like giving gift, it is like costly, and you cannot do it every now and then, and you cannot do it frequently. But sometimes you can just make a card using whatever skills you have, so that itself shows like you have put in your efforts. Or it can be like you collected some old copy of a book, or you collected a particular feather while you were on your way to work or home, and you know that your partner will like that feather. So giving gift does not always involve money. So that's one of the thing. And the fifth is act of service. So act of service may be like you move the land, or you took the garbage out, or maybe your partner is telling you to clean the carpet, and you just do it. So that's like an act of service. It may also involve preparing food and anything. So five love languages: words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, gifts and acts of services. So now author says okay, he gives an analogy like suppose my mother tongue is Kachi or Gujarati, as so I'm more comfortable in that. English doesn't come so easily to me, and I just don't know take any languages. I don't know Korea, I don't know Korean. So if someone says me I love you in Korea, I won't understand it. So it's important to communicate love to your partner in the language they understand. So that is where these five primary languages come into place. As per author, each person has one language which is their primary language, and it's important to communicate in that. So now let's take a scenario. Suppose your partner's primary language is quality time. So she expects you to spend time together, give her undivided attention at least once or twice in a week, or do some activity together. But instead of spending quality time, you just keep giving her gifts. So according to you, giving gift is your way of expressing love, but for her, it's about quality time. So your love doesn't get communicated, and eventually your partner's love time keeps on decreasing. So that is the whole concept of this book. So it tells you to listen to understand your partner, listen to your partner, and understand what their primary language is. After this, after explaining the five languages, the author just there are some more chapters which will help you identify your and your partner's primary love language. Throughout the book, there are different cases where the author gave some suggestions to couples and how it transformed their marriage. At the last, there is one test questionnaire, like 30 questions are there, which can help you identify your primary love language. I'd like to point out one more thing. So, this I think is a generic book. This is mostly for couples who are about to get married or are already married. Then there are different editions available. Like there is a five love languages for parents, for singles. Then there's one for children, parents. So there are different editions available. I would suggest like at least one of the two, like either husband or wife, at least one of the person should read this book. It's a short book, so for me, a short book is something which I can finish in a week. So it has around 200 pages. So yeah, you should give it a read and let me know how did you find that. I'll and the next book that I'm reading, it's competing on analytics. I don't have a hard copy with me right now, so it's I think a 2015 book. It's about how organizations can compete on analytics. So what are the different stages a organization should go through? I mean, different stages of transformation, both technological and managerial. I've already read this book long back, and I'll be reading it again for next couple of weeks. I'll be back with more updates soon. Thank you.